To beat the two endings in one more night, you'll need to go against two threats that work in unique ways, and one threat drastically changes the game entirely. So in this video, I'll be breaking down these threats and how to deal with them, along with giving tips on how to beat their respective nights. To begin, we have Myself, a threat that is only votable on night 20, and is the only threat you'll have to go against during the duration of night 20. Myself can attack from the cameras, from the vents, from the doors, and from the office, so basically everywhere. As night 20 progresses, Myself will become more aggressive and faster with their attacks, and Myself can attack multiple things at once. For example, he can be attacking the vents while attacking the front window. To know Myself is attacking from the cameras, you'll hear or see an audible laugh. If you see the subtitles display a number higher than 1, then Myself is in multiple cameras. Myself can only spawn in the following cameras: maintenance, arcade, entrance, backstage, kitchen, and storage. Once you see Myself in the camera, hold down your flashlight on them for a couple of seconds and you'll know when they leave once they evaporate. Failing to do so quickly enough will lead to Myself jump scaring you and ending your current attempt. To know when Myself is attacking from the doors, you'll hear loud footsteps quickly approaching from one of the 3 doors. You'll also see blue particles coming from under the door he's attacking from. Once you hear or see Myself attacking from one of the doors, close the door to prevent Myself from jump scaring you. You'll know when he leaves once the footsteps stop and the particles disappear. You can wait a little before closing the door, but I would close it as soon as possible if you have enough power. Obviously, failing to close your door in time will result in your death. Myself can attack the window. You'll know they're doing so if you see impact effects on the windows along with a loud tapping noise. To get rid of Myself, hold down your flashlight on the window for a couple of seconds and Myself will leave. Failing to do so fast enough will result in your death. The final attack is actually not from Myself, but your shadow. Who comes up with these names? Your shadow can appear in both the office vents, visually taking up the vent with black fogs and with glowing blue eyes. Once you see this, hold down your flashlight at your shadow for a couple seconds until they fade away. Like always, failing to do so quickly enough will result in your death. It's actually called My Shadow and not Your Shadow, so sorry about that. But remember, My Shadow is a completely silent threat, so make sure to occasionally check the vents throughout the night. And if I were you, I would actually be very paranoid and check the vents every single second. If you manage to survive 2 minutes, you'll be facing against Myself in your office as your final stand. To prevent them from killing you, hold down your flashlight on them, and occasionally they will teleport around the office and you'll need to find their new position and continue to hold down your flashlight on them. You can easily find Myself if you look at areas with a blue glow in the office. Failing to find them and flash them in time will lead to your death, and honestly this is the easiest part of night 20, just make sure to stay alert and move your camera quickly once Myself teleports.
What you doing there?
Overall, night 20 can be a bit overwhelming, but the strategy is to stay alert. I would occasionally do 360s around the office whenever you are off the cameras to ensure that you do not miss a threat. I would also stand in the middle of the office so you are close to all the doors, the cameras, and where you can see both the back vents. And before actually reaching night 20, try to buy as much better flashlights as possible, as this will make Myself leave the cameras, the vents, and windows faster. The time you will save from this will allow you to deal with other threats without needing to worry about another. Also, try to stay at 100 or more power. If you choose to play as calm or get really unlucky with burnt batteries, you'll have less than 100 power. So try and buy increased power if you see it in the shop. Also, if you have 100 power and have some extra cash, try to get around 120 power, as this will guarantee you'll have enough power to last night 20. Also, if you struggle with Myself in the cameras, just remember you only need to check the outer cameras, which I have highlighted green for you. You do not need to check the cameras in the red. Night 21 usually is a normal night, but if you choose to do the BiD ending, Night 21 is completely different. For those unaware on how to get the BiD ending, you must go to the maintenance camera and hold down your flashlight on the gasoline tank until you get dialogue at the bottom of your screen. You need to do this before Night 5. If you did everything right, you'll be able to vote the BiD ending during Night 5 intermission. Night 21. Everything you know about One More Night, you can throw that away. In Night 21, everything is different. So I'll be explaining the mechanics of Night 21 along with its threats. So during Night 21, you'll actually have a temperature bar, and as long as you're out of this cold room over here, it will gradually increase. Now if it reaches the red, you will not be able to sprint or regain stamina, along with not being able to interact with anything like cameras, doors, and etc. So make sure to stay in the cold room to keep your temperature down. The way power works in Night 21 is also different. It will drain a lot faster, and to regain it, you have to come to this generator right here in like the top left of the map, and you have to manually hold E on this to restore power. Now it can reach 0 and it will do absolutely nothing. It just makes it so you can't use cameras, so make sure you have a little power left to be able to use cameras. So BiD Myself, similar to his Night 20 counterpart, is a camera threat, and he will have an audible and visible laugh if you have subtitles. He just laughs, so you have to go to the camera here in the middle of the room, and he can spawn in any of these 3 cameras. So obviously he's right here. You do not want to open this door when Myself is there because he will jump scare you. To get rid of him, hold down your flashlight on him, and boom, he goes away. So Night 21 has this thing called memory fragments, and it will spawn like that. It has a visible cue if you have subtitles and audible if you heard the sound. And to see where the fragments spawn, you can look at the cameras. As you can see, Myself can spawn in rooms with the fragments, so make sure to be wary before opening a door. And once you open it, you collect it. You don't have to do anything else. Don't take too long because you will die if you do not get the fragment in time. My shadow returns in Night 21 but works as a line of sight threat. If my shadow is looking at you, your screen will flood with text. Remaining in my shadow's sight for too long will result in your death. To avoid dying to them, turn around a corner to break line of sight.
Am I in your way? Nope.
Night 21 is really hard as it lasts 4 minutes and 20 seconds. You will need to be at your A game throughout the night. Try to stay calm and don't panic. I would buy as much Bloxy Colas as possible and avoid voting the tired legs penalty. Having lots of speed and stamina for Night 21 will make it way easier. Also, if you have the main equipment called camera panel, you can easily cheese the night with a friend. If you can't seem to win Night 21, get the camera panel by beating the game as guilty solo. It's always better to get Scorched Myself and then get the memory fragment. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully this helped, and if you want a way to support me, leave a comment down below and like the video as it helps YouTube boost this in the algorithm.